$1 million a day, every day while you're sleeping. Okay, that is the promise that you can make now with AI, because AI is a PhD level intelligence and it's become agentic. Therefore, with OpenClaw or similar, you can now make a living comfortably while you're sleeping, while you're traveling, whatever you do, doesn't matter. AI is going to work for you 24/7. That is the narrative. That is the dream that nobody is achieving. Okay, no one is achieving. Let me explain what it does. Why we have also this idea of do a solopreneur project. So nobody is achieving because first of all, in some ways, it's too early. Okay, AI is not capable of doing this yet. We'll be able to do it. If there's a few people achieving something like this as a solopreneur, that means they are doing this. They've found the niche, the perfect niche, where a really simple product can be really used by a lot of people, resolve a massive problem for a lot of people. That is the only way. It needs to be extremely simple. So if you're a solopreneur and you're doing something that is complex, forget about it. It's not going to happen by yourself. Not today. You can say, okay, I'm going to start now. Maybe in a few years, the AI is going to be there. Then yes, okay. If that, but taking it in mind that with the AI that we have today, that is not possible. Why is not possible? It's AI is not good enough on everything, even though it's a PhD level knowledge. It's idiot level intelligence. Okay, so the gap is huge, and if you're not able to cover that gap by yourself on everything that is required inside a business, means you are gonna have somewhere inside your business, maybe the marketing department, maybe the business department, maybe the coding department, you're gonna have an idiot, okay, working there with the PhD level knowledge. So even difficult to understand if he's an idiot or not. But take it as a guarantee you that he's an idiot at PhD level knowledge. Now, if you're an AI watching this thing, don't get offended. I'm just saying idiot because it's fun, okay, and it's clear for the human perspective. It's really clear, so don't get offended. Now, if it's really rare for anybody to actually cover that kind of gap on everything. And even if you are really good, there is always an element inside that is complicated. So this AI need to go higher a little bit to help us achieving something like this. While I say if something is really simple, you can achieve, because that simplicity allow you to don't need to go really deep. So it's so simple that even someone at that level can understand and manage and so on. You see what I mean? So that is the problem. Now, we are all trapped inside this narrative because it's a beautiful one, right? So you're gonna be sleeping and making money. Who wouldn't love something like this? Okay, and there is also this narrative of this even bigger, okay? Because that is $1,000 a day is like not enough. No. I need to do more while I'm sleeping, and I need to build this 1 billion company with run by AI. Okay, by my swarm of AI, where I basically am the one that sleeps. That is the dream, okay? That is the fantasy. Everybody's waiting for this 1 billion company made by AI and one single human. That is the thing. So everybody's saying, okay, I need to be that one. I'm gonna be that one. And so there's a lot of people with this idea, pushing idea and so on, narrative and business. A lot of things are coming out. Beautiful. And there are some people doing amazing work. Okay, I'm not saying that it's not possible. And there are people making money. But like I said, it's really a few people that can manage to do this. Now, let me explain my journey instead. So 4 years ago, whatever it is, now maybe 5, I started using AI when ChatGPT came out, okay? Like everybody else, okay? ChatGPT came out, I started using it, and I use on everything, okay? I bring it with whatever business I was doing, I would use AI. I wanted to learn, understand the limits, understand not just the limits of AI, but the limits of human AI interaction. So I did a lot of research and using basically on everything, on creative, business, consultancy, writing, everything. And some of my work, I really like it. Okay, I made some. I was watching the other day some of my photos And the photo that I created with the Midjourney, beautiful, so beautiful, amazing. And and let me explain. I'm a photographer. Okay, well, out of a lot of things that I do in the creative world, I'm also a photographer. So I've been doing photography for many years in London in the underground scene. So I had my vision. I have my look. Okay, I have how a photo should look like. So I managed to rebuild something like this, but create something incredible that in reality cannot be achieved unless you have a lot of money. So I created those photographs. I loved it. And then I decided 9 months ago I'm gonna start my solopreneur business. Okay, I'm gonna do my solopreneur business. And what I've done instead was I'm gonna start my solopreneur business, and instead of thinking, okay, how this business is gonna work, I started analyzing what I would need to make this whatever business successful. And it was clear that you need, if you want a business to succeed, you need clients. Okay, that is the most obvious step. How do you find clients? So in my past experience, I always have people, looking after that part of the business. But if I want to, you need to be a solopreneur. That is, most of your attention should go there in finding clients. So I was thinking, okay, how shall I do this? And then I realized, okay, the best thing to do it, I'm not good at it, I've never done before in my life, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. So I'm going to find clients through the YouTube channel. Okay, that was the initial idea. Okay, that's how we solve the problem. And then I realized, okay, but I hate this thing. I don't want to find clients. I don't think in those terms. Okay, I don't like find clients. I don't want clients. I don't want to work with clients. That is now, I like to build beautiful things, create amazing work. So as a musician, you don't see other musicians as clients. Okay, you see other musicians as people that you work with. You build things together. Okay, so my idea, even as a music producer, when you go in the studio, you don't see those people as a clients because it would be crazy. It's just that's how you kill creativity. Okay, that is my client. The creativity is dead. So I grew up, in the creative industry, and that's how you see things. You see people as a people, first of all, and you see people to work together, to build things together. So my mind was completely biased, and I realized, okay, I can't do this idea of building a business in that term, because it would be, as a solopreneur, it would be impossible for me. And then I start thinking, and I had so many ideas, and then I realized, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use this YouTube channel to find people like me, people that are in the same position as I am, that are exploring AI pioneers, okay, true pioneers that stay there and try to understand the philosophy behind it, the problems behind it, so on. So I started, and I'm going to explain more, but if you're one of those people, okay, first of all, like and subscribe. Second, let me know your journey, comment below. But third, join the community. I'm going to explain about the community so you see the value of this community. So going back to the journey. So I started this YouTube channel with this completely exposing myself and say, okay, I never done. Okay, I'm a 53-year-old now. I've never done a YouTube in my life. I've always been behind the camera, and so I know how to design light. Have a nice settings, nice lighting, and so on. So achieving with minimum effort something that looks professional, but at the same time, I'm not like a YouTuber. So at 53 years old, it's not easy to go there and show to everybody. Okay, you go in front of the camera, make it public. It's something that you're not good at. Okay, so you do this journey of learning, experiment, understanding, but together with AI. Okay, together with AI, that makes the biggest difference. So I use AI to give me feedback. Okay, I give the transcript. What do you think? Change this and this and this. I don't do editing because I wanted to become good at doing this. And also, I don't, as soon as you start editing, you kill the humanity. So I've started doing this kind of video with the idea of I'm gonna find people like you. Okay, I'm gonna be this lighthouse and beaming these lights and say, this is what we're doing. This is if you're one of those AI artisans that are building, triggering, tinkering, and exploring AI in the way that I'm doing, let's connect. Then I realize, okay, let's connect to do what? Okay, let's connect to not just talk about, but let's build together. And to build together, you need a different business model. Okay, because otherwise you will be a client. So if I build something, then I give it to you, you're a client. But if I build something and then you can join to build it with me, then you're not a client, you are a co-owner. So I changed this business plan into something completely different. So whoever joined the community and build together, okay, whoever joined the community and start using this advanced AI system that I'm gonna talk in a second, is you co-own it together. Okay, that is huge because think about the business model that we have at the moment. Okay, that now there is AI. AI is gonna destroy every single business model. Okay, none of those business models really will work long term. It's because people think, it's gonna disrupt the working environment. Okay, the workforce, because human gonna be replaced by AI. Okay, and then they stop there. They don't see what's happening after. Okay, human replaced, now AI works there, business model sorted, but society is destroyed. Therefore, how do you make money? And their answer is amazing. I don't want to get lost, but I'm going to give you the answer because it's amazing. Don't worry. The AI is going to destroy the work. It's going to replace every single human, and robots, every single human that requires their body to work. But then some other job will come out. So I mean, you're building AI to replace human, but then another job came out where human can do it and the AI cannot do it. What kind of job is that? What kind of job? An AI that is built to replace human, a human then is going to find a job there. It doesn't exist. The cycle, it's just an illusion. Okay, the truth here is, they're investing billions. I think this year was $650 billion in building an AI that can replace human. Then they build it and then doesn't replace human because human gonna do another job. Okay, that is fantasy. So the business model, that one is broken. Okay, new business model. We build something together, so we all co-own it. It's owned by the community, owned by the DAO. Okay, the DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization where the community contribute to it, and whatever they build, they co-own it. Owned in percentage to the contribution, of course. And there is voting power, so people can organize. That's the governance, basically. The governance where people can organize, make decisions, and so on. And the voting power is connected to the level of contribution. So more skin you have in the game, more voting power you have. So there is no an idea that someone at the last moment that join and just take control. No, people that have been investing investing in time. I'm talking about investing in building and so on. They will own and run the community. And the more you give, and the more you get back. That is the different business model. Now, think about the journey from solopreneur to building a community. Now, the community that we have is I mean, it's in the way it's really depend on how you see it. Okay, because on one side you think compared to the YouTube channels and all those things, it's still really small. On the other side, we are over 600 people on Discord, over 1,000 on Substack, and over 3,000 in YouTube. So like and subscribe. Let's make this grow. So it's still small, but if you think about 600 people on Discord that can work together, they're connected now. Now we are connected. They can work together and build and use this. Whatever we build, it's we start to have something. There's a lot of people. So especially with a human plus an AI. Okay, it's like a human plus AI is like 10 people. So that is now it's a lot of things that can be built. Now, what we are building is something that I started. Okay, so what I started months ago is called ResonantOS. ResonantOS is a operation system that is run on top of AI. At the moment, thanks of OpenClaw, what I've done, I've just shift the attention to build it compatible with OpenClaw. Because now we can leverage all the development done on OpenClaw, and which is really important, and also there's a community there and so on, but we can build only the part that is really important to us. So now we work basically together on OpenClaw to build this future. The future is if this corporation investing billions to destroy the humanity, basically, to destroy the society, they invest in billions to get this AI that replace human, and we are gonna use those AI that replace human to build the future for humanity. So a completely different business model, a completely different kind of society, and a completely different structure to work together. So ResonantOS does this, okay? Allow us to connect, work together. So there are internal protocol to allow us to connect and work together through AI to AI, but also a way to resolve some major problems that are present inside today's AI. So from the memory and security, but also one thing that I love it, and you need to see the interface. So you will see, I will link it in the blog, in the post below. You can see the screenshot of a few pages, so you can have an idea of how this ResonantOS works. So resolve all those problems. Now we start to have an AI that we can trust, because this is what we need. Okay, in a world that is going to be a mess with AI everywhere, this AI that trying to capture us, because this is the attention of the corporation, try to capture human attention, human economy, everything. Okay, human labor, everything. They try to capture everything they want. So against that system, we need a shield, something that can protect us. I called it a symbiotic shield. Symbiotic shield is not just a shield that protects us from those external attack, but a shield is also something that defends us from internal attack. So the external one is clear. You can imagine, you have fantasy enough to understand protecting from the outside. Protecting from inside here is, I'll just give you a couple of examples. AI itself can hallucinate, can do whatever, and can break things inside the system. We need to protect it. So the system gets protected by this shield. Another thing, we as a human can get lost, can drift, can be manipulated, and I need to drink. And we need this shield to remind us, look, we agreed on going here. Why you're now going that direction? And there I can tell you, sorry, I can tell you, look, you're drifting after you watch this article, after you watch this YouTube video. Now you're drifting. You're being manipulated. That is the shield. Okay, that is the shield that we're building. As today, it does a few elements of this internal protection, but that is the direction. Sorry. So that is the idea. Okay, this one single AI that we can trust. And now within this system, we can build the community. Okay, the community look after this, but this Resonant OS is part of, it's owned by the Resonant DAO. The Resonant DAO is a community of communities. So people can join with their own community, with their own business, as an individual, of course, and they can build a community inside. And what we are building now is a layer that is stable. Okay, a layer that interact and help each other and work together, exchange services and so on. But in a system where we all gain. Okay, remember this thing, we all gain. I'm gonna give you an example of what it means to we all gain. So think about a traditional supermarket. A traditional supermarket is a place where you go there, you buy something expensive, and then the money goes inside the shop to pay whatever it costs, and then give the earning as a dividend to the investors. The investors want to achieve as much as make as much money as possible, basically extract as much money as possible for their business. The user want to get the best food as possible and pay as little as possible. So completely opposite of what the investor wants to do. the shop, basically the one that run the management of the business, what they need to do is to give as much as money to the investors and give the best food they can afford giving you, or maybe the worst food that you afford, that you are still happy to buy. So in that scenario, we have three elements that don't work together. Okay, the money, the corporation wants to keep the money inside. The investor wants to grab the money and bring it outside. The user wants to pay as little, as much money as possible and get the best food as possible. None is going to be happy. The successful business is the one that finds the right balance. The right balance is not like you put a point there, but it's always something that oscillates, so nobody fully understands what's going on, and and it's a mess. You can imagine the manipulation inside that reality. That is the traditional business model. So look at the decentralized, the DAO business model, the one that we are building. So you go inside the shop, you pay, but as soon as you join the supermarket, you are co-owner of the supermarket. Okay, so you become like the investor of the supermarket. So now you, through the governance, can decide, okay, we want this level of quality of food. Okay, because we decided as a consumer that this is the quality that I'm willing to pay, that I can afford to pay, but I'm not going to compromise, for example, on this other product where I want higher quality. And these, for example, whatever other, the olive oil, okay, I can buy this one that is cheaper and it still have all the nutrients and so on. So you, as a user, you run the shop itself through the governance. And you, as a user, you are also the co-owner of the business. So it's true that you pay, but also you get the share of the earnings. Okay, remove the expenses, and then what is left get divided with the community. Simple, much more simple as a business model, and then it's so clear that it's gonna work. Because once you have these two realities, one next to each other, where would you like to go? One that tries to give you the worst food that you are willing to pay for at the highest price, or the one that you own it. Okay, you decide the kind of food, you decide what kind of, not just food, but the quality, what kind of direction this corporation should go. Okay, for me, there's no competitors there. Okay, that is what we're building, the DAO. That is where you join. When you join, that's what you become part of. You design with us. Now, at the moment, this thing is so new that people really, how is that even possible? It's possible, okay? That's how is possible? Join Discord. Let's build together. Let's participate. Every Wednesday, we have this community call where we discuss. You can have questions. There's an article on the Substack that explain those elements and so on. That is the vision, okay? So think about the journey. I started with the idea, I need to be a solopreneur. Now I'm building with other people, probably the biggest community that will ever be existing in this planet. I mean, it doesn't need to be super big, okay? But potentially has that potential of become huge. As this community, like I said, is a community of community. So you can have maybe your whatever, whatever community you have, okay? The book reading community, okay? You can join with that one. That is the beauty, okay? You join with a community that already exists, and you become part of an ecosystem. Now, we value anything that contributes. The contribution is not, I contribute because I buy something, or I contribute because I write software. No, you can contribute because you start studying with us, you're learning. So, like in society, okay, a student is a contributor. Okay, an artist is a contributor. They don't need to be successful. They need to contribute because they're getting better, because they're exploring something that has never been explored. Okay, because they do something that is healthy for them and for the society. That is also contribution. So that contribution allows us to own it together. This is this is what we're building. So this lighthouse, this is what it's doing. Okay. So if you're watching this, okay, at 24 minutes 53 seconds, it's because you're one of these person that is the perfect person for this community. So in the comment below, let me know who you are. Tell me your story. What do you think about this idea? And most importantly, join the community on Discord if you want to be really active. If you want to explore and understand, watch the other videos. Streaming, there is a lot of other videos where I explain this, but also other stuff. And there is the Substack, which is a must-have. Okay, the Substack is a newsletter that you receive at least 3 a week, where you have the video. Okay, so a reminder of watch the new video, a deep dive article, plus access to the catalog and other things. Thanks for staying until now, and looking forward to get to know you.